Hey everybody, Joel, Moose Droppings by ImportSauce.com. Today I just want to give you some quick tips on feeler gauges when you are speccing out engine internals. Stick around, quick tip, it will help you and it will get your engine specs as close as possible. Okay, so we just finished specking and blueprinting all the valves and tolerances between the cam lobes on our Volvo Ultimate T5 rebuild series. Specifically, the addition is the head rebuild and specking. So you can watch that if you're interested. But one of the big tools that we're using is these feeler gauges, right? For example, intake side needs to be at 0.020 tolerance, but you can have a variation of plus or minus 0.03, so anywhere between 0.017 and 0.023. Obviously, dead center is better. So these feeler gauges kits, even though this is not the Volvo one we have as well, it doesn't have as many, and they'll have different measurements on there. So for example, for the intake, we would start with 0.23 there, and we'd say, okay, perfect, it's a little too tight. Let's go down to 0.20. Oh, okay, perfect, that one fits in there, great. Oh, 0.18 is way too loose. But where in between 0.20 being, open and free, and 0.23 being too tight, right? So one thing that you can do is you can combine some of these smaller, thinner ones. And one thing you always want to do as well is check, right? Just because it says 0.20, it doesn't mean that it is. So we took a really precise mic and caliper measuring tool, and we would measure these, and we would make quick references. So for example, the 0.18 on here was 0.185, the 0.2 was 0.204, and so on. As you can see on the Volvo special tool, same thing. It's not going to be exact. But we wanted to try to blueprint this within a 0.00th. So what we could do is, you'll see the second column here, is, for example, if we wanted to get in between 18 and 20, 0.185 and 0.2, we would combine over here. So for example, if we combine the 8, 5, and 6, get some of these smaller ones, put them all together, measure that, gives us a spec, and then try those. Same thing, the 10, 5, 4 would give us 197. So now you can see between the 0.185 and the 0.20, we had a few more options, and we could figure out exactly what they were. And again, with these feeler gauges, you can see the variation on them. So you want to double check it against a known precision tool. Even if you don't have one, maybe a buddy has one, and you can take these over, build some combinations, and write down a cheat sheet of exactly what these are. And then that way, when you're in there doing the spec, you can quickly just come over to your blueprint sheet, knock everything out, and do your calculations off of that. So handy tools to have, but importantly, don't trust the numbers that are on there. Make sure that you are always double checking, because when all of this stuff starts moving very quickly, you need to make sure that everything is where it should be in terms of tolerances, so that you don't have too much play or you don't have too much binding.